Hello there and welcome Acme Corporation. This is your annual C-suite presentation regarding bad actors and threats that could be taking place and or leveraging attacks against our hospital. So without further ado, this is the current cybersecurity threat landscape that's posed against Acme Corporation. Here is our list of threat actors that are posing a significant risk and have been labeled into the categories of different severities of high severity, medium severity, and low severity. You have the advanced persistent threats, cyber terrorism, script kiddies, cyber criminals, hacktivists, industrial espionage, and insider threats. Top our list, we have the advanced persistent threats. These are often sponsored and or state-sponsored, and individuals and or attacks that gain unauthorized access to a network and remain undetected for extended periods. Their goal is usually to steal data or disrupt operations over the long term. The first attack is a phishing attack, and they want to use this for initial access. An APT group might use highly customized spear phishing emails targeting specific high-value employees. These emails contain malicious links or attachments that, when clicked, install a backdoor or remote access Trojan, otherwise known as a rat, providing the initial foothold into the organization's network. Second attack here is living off the land, which leads to data exfiltration. Once inside, the APT moves laterally through the network using legitimate system tools and credentials to avoid detection. They eventually locate sensitive data such as government secrets or intellectual properties and slowly exfiltrate it to external servers over a prolonged period. Our next threat, cyber terrorism. Cyber terrorists use digital attacks to cause fear, disruption, and or physical damage with political or ideological motivations. The first example, critical infrastructure disruption, aka a power grid attack. An attack targeting the operational technology, or OT, systems of national power grid could involve deploying sophisticated malware designed to manipulate control systems, potentially causing cascading failures, widespread blackouts, and significant public panic or physical damage to equipment. The second attack is more so targeting healthcare systems. Essentially, the attack is a botnet attack, very similar to a distributed denial of service. However, the intention of it is to not only deny service, but also spread malware to infect other systems to essentially command and control them. Moving down our list, we have script kiddies. Script kiddies are individuals who use existing pre-written hacking tools and scripts created by others to deface websites, crash servers, or conduct denial of service attacks, often for bragging rights or to cause mischief rather than significant financial gain. They do not have the professionalism in terms of being able to actually know how to use the software and or services they are exploiting. The first example, a denial of service attack using a botnet, very similar to what I just said earlier. However, a script kiddie might purchase access to a pre-established botnet, a network of compromised computers, and use a simple publicly available tool to launch a distributed denial of service attack. Second example, a website defacement of using SQL injection tools. Essentially, they could use an automated SQL injection tool to exploit a vulnerability in a website's database, allowing them to gain administrative access and deface the homepage with their handle or even a crude or very bad message. Moving down the list again, we have cyber criminals. Cyber criminals are financially motivated and use various techniques to extort money, steal financial information, or defraud individuals and organizations. The first example here is a business email compromise fraud, aka a BEC. Essentially, a cyber criminal gains access to a C-suite executive's email account. Then they impersonate the executive and send an urgent email to a junior finance team member or another individual, instructing them to wire a large sum of money to a fraudulent bank account under a pretense like an urgent M&A payment or a new vendor deposit. The second example, ransomware deployment and extortion. Basically, the cybercriminal gains access to a corporate network and deploys a ransomware that encrypts critical files and backups. They then demand a large cryptocurrency payment in exchange for the decryption key, threatening to permanently delete the data or leak sensitive information if payment is not made. Next on our list is hacktivists. Hacktivists use hacking techniques to promote a political agenda, social cause, or even an ideology, often focusing on transparency, protests, or exposing, perceived wrongdoing. The first example is doxing. So a hacktivist group might breach a corporation's servers to steal and publish internal emails or documents that expose environmentally damaging practices or unethical labor conditions. This is intended to generate negative media attention and apply public pressure there. The second example, a website blockade and defacement, essentially for protesting. In response to controversial new law or policy, hacktivists could potentially launch a prolonged denial of service attack against a government agency website to disrupt services and gain media attention for their cause. Now, this is a distributed denial of service, not to be confused, and my apologies for doing that earlier, with the script kiddies where it's a denial of service. Second to last on our list, we have industrial espionage. This involves a competitor or state using illicit means to steal trade secrets and or intellectual property. Essentially, they're trying to gain an advantage in the marketplace over their competitor. First example is insider recruitment and or data theft. A competing company might successfully recruit an existing employee from a rival firm and basically systematically download confidential engineering schematics, source code, anything internal that could give them a leg up on their competitor. The second example, targeted spear phishing for research and development data attack here. Attackers might launch a highly targeted campaign against employees in research and development or another department of a rival firm to implant malware designed to specifically search for the transmit, like blueprints, formulas, intellectual properties again, even patented technologies. Last on our list, and more importantly, the most important threat that we need to be aware of, are insider threats. Essentially, current, former employees, contractors, or even business associates who have access to internal organization systems and can intentionally and or accidentally misuse the access to harm the organization. The first example here is a malicious data deletion and or sabotage. Essentially, a disgruntled employee shortly after being fired or while intending to quit might use their legitimate access credentials to delete critical databases, wipe servers, or reconfigure network settings to severely disrupt the company's operations and inflict maximum damage as an act of revenge. Example number 2, unauthorized data sale, essentially theft for profit. An employee with access to customer databases might secretly download lists of customer data, including PII and or financial details, and sell the information to data brokers or cyber criminals on the dark web for personal financial gain.